Hey there, and welcome to today's daily premium newsletter for April 5th. So the market is nearly neutral from where it started the day at 255 billion, after bouncing between 260 and 250 throughout the day. Volume remains constant as well. So in today's news, Fundstrat's Tom Lee has predicted a massive outflow of cryptocurrency to fiat in the lead up to tax day in the US. This is a massive outflow from crypto to dollars, he wrote. Lee argues that the April 17th income tax filing deadline is contributing to crypto's falling prices, as investors who made it big sell some of their remaining holdings to pay the 25 billion in capital gains tax levies. This will inevitably put more pressure on the market. Lee concludes with a positive note, saying that ultimately we expect Bitcoin to find footing after the April 17th tax day. Lee most recently predicted that Bitcoin will hit $91,000 per coin by March 2020, based on Bitcoin's performance after past market dips. While there may be an element of truth to Lee's cause and effect prediction, we think it's much more complicated than just blaming stuff on taxes. After all, when the market dipped in January, people were quick to blame the Chinese New Year. And then they argued that the Wall Street bonuses would rally the market, or that the Bitcoin futures expiring would. The truth is that it's not the sole responsibility of one event to rally or crash the market. It's millions of decisions, reactions, and beliefs aggregating in the direction the market takes. You can make 1,000 different hypotheses and have 1,000 different answers. So, will we see an uptick after mid-April? It's possible, but the jury's still out. So one of the more interesting news stories that we saw today was Coinbase entering the venture capital space. They're looking for the next hot companies in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space and helping to fund their projects. One quote that piqued our interest from this announcement was, "You may see us invest in companies that ostensibly look competitive with Coinbase. There may be nuance in the way these startups are building out their products. Or in some cases, we may be comfortable investing in companies that are potentially competitive because it's in everyone's interest to see the ecosystem innovate." We're taking a long-term view of the space, and we believe that multiple approaches are healthy and good. So we see this as a direct reference to the rise in decentralized exchanges hitting the market now. Coinbase is obviously a very centralized platform, so it could make a lot of sense that they're hedging their bets by investing in these decentralized exchanges. 0x or ZRX is one of those ones we've cautiously entered a position on in order to possibly catch it before an announcement as such. But we've set a stop very close to our entry price to prevent any fallout should no news transpire and the price tank. Lastly, if you are holding any Monero, you should be sure to update your wallet using the link we provided in the newsletter. This will enable you to be in line with the upcoming hard fork that'll make Monero ASIC resistant once again. To learn more about ASICs and what ASIC resistance means, be sure to read the fundamental analysis section in the newsletter. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Doc. Talk to you this weekend. Have a great rest of your week.
Good evening. This is Doc for ReadySetCrypto. We're looking at Bitcoin here and just kind of looking down through the top 10. You can see not a whole lot of movement regardless of whether things are going up or down. We are still seeing some positive divergences here on Bitcoin as opposed to the MACD. So we have lower lows in price. We have higher lows in the MACD. That doesn't mean anything by itself, but it can be a leading indicator showing that the selling is drying up. And we might see at least a little pop to the upside again. So even within a bear market, we are going to see some strong movement to the upside. Bear market rallies are among the strongest rallies that you will see, however brief they are. So today I'd like to talk a couple of minutes about the TradingView platform. Honestly, the more I use this platform, the more I am impressed I am with it across the board. There's a lot of features that are somewhat buried within the platform. One of them that I'd like to show you is if you go down here and open up the bottom bar down at the bottom, if you go to screener, I'm going to open the screener up. And as you can see, we're looking at a bunch of stocks, so we don't want to be looking at stocks. If you go over here to the flag, so right now it's looking at the US market, and click on that market and you can see any number of different markets. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can say switch to cryptocurrency signal finder. And there we go. All of a sudden now we're looking at crypto pairs instead of stock market. If you're looking for what's moving today, one of the simple ways that you can do it is either look for performance for the year, or we can go over to change percentage Right now we're going from the bottom up, so we can just flip this around and say, okay, what's moving out there today? And we can see that Tron is actually moving pretty strongly, as well as some of the other coins that we know of, such as, let's see, I just saw this a few minutes ago. There we go, there's Omisago. So Omisago is actually working nicely. Now, if you just click on the ticker, this actually will bring up the actual chart. And if you want to expand the chart, simply just minimize the toolbar from the screener. So you can always go back to the screener if you want to, or you can minimize that and go back to the chart in whatever chart setting that you have. So I'm going to be spending some more time in the near future looking at more of these features, because things like this, where we're using the platform to do the actual hard, busy work of looking for opportunities in the crypto market, is going to be more and more important as we start to move into opportunities for this market. So sharpening our saw right now is the way to go while things are sort of depressed, as when things start to move, it's going to be like feast or famine. We're going to get into feast where you're not going to know where to point when everything starts to move again. So getting ready during this time, I think, is very, very important. All right, folks, that is it for today's report. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you this weekend with the weekend report. Take care.